Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your channel, The Land of Wisdom. Here we have an important guest, and I think I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. So, Mr. Fall, how are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Njaga. How is it?
Be good. So, if I asked you to introduce yourself to people, what would you say?
A fine question. I would say that I am Fagujani. My real name is Serin Muhammadu Fagujani. So it is so long. That's why I prefer to get it short.
No, you don't even need to carry it. You can say
So,
the whole name.
Yeah, but people know me the most as Fagujani. Yes, a student, an entrepreneur, and at the same time a political party member.
All right.
Yes, that's it.
And today we have an important topic in which we are going to discuss, and that is Senegal leaped into the path of development. And when I draw the analogy between the past 15 years or 50 years and now, I behold that there is a lot of difference. The way that our country used to work and now.
Yes.
And what do you think about that?
What do I think about the way the country was going on and the way it is going this time? Yes, I think there are so many differences we can notice in that, particularly in our political system and our living system in general. You can take the example of the living conditions during even 20 or 25 years ago. Those living conditions are not the same as the living ones now. Let's say life was cheaper, but now everything is expensive.
Absolutely.
Even you as a young journalist, you know it. I as a young student also, I know it.
All right.
Everybody knows it. And so there are so many challenges that need to be enhanced up, and so many things also that need to be done.
Yeah, thank you. Since we are talking about development. The whole topic, I think, is development. And when we talk about development, it is so wide. It is so wide that we can say we can talk about the educational sector and the economic sector and the health sector too. So as far as I'm concerned, when I asked you to talk about the educational sector, what would you say?
That things are getting better now, because if you take the rate of illiteracy in our country and you compare it to the other countries in West Africa, you will see that Senegal is almost at the top. And even in recent studies, there are so many things which are done, and there are many people abroad for that, and that's a good thing. But challenges are everywhere. Challenges are everywhere. Either you take the minor system or the major system, challenges are everywhere. And so there are many things that we have the obligation to enhance, but also let's not forget where we come from. Okay, we come from from very different, very hard times, but as a poor country, we try our best.
And also, if we compare the Senegalese country, the Senegalese educational sector, and other countries like Japan and South Korea, those countries we were in the same departure.
Yeah.
In the past 50 years.
Yeah.
And why the difference?
But you see, I hear this from so many people, you say, but I think that's not quite comparable. The way Japan works, the way Japanese people work and the way Senegalese people work are not the same. They're not the same ways. You see, each country has the specificity. Okay? Senegal is a different country. And I do not mean it as a Senegalese person. I mean it as a human being. You see? But I know there are so many challenges we would have taken up years ago. And we failed on that. I approve it. Okay, we failed on so many things. But comparing Japan to Senegal in terms of development and in terms of process, you see, development is a process. I understand your question. The question is why Japan has come to undergo the challenges while Senegal has not come to undergo them. And that's also a very good point. If I understand your question.
The reason why I compare Japan and South Korea to us is that Japan had been bombed by American.
Yes.
They received 2 atomic bombs and that was devastating.
And they were colonized.
All right, they were colonized too.
Yeah.
And how did they come to outcompete every other country?
So I will say what you want to hear. That's a problem of leadership.
All right, absolutely.
So, every time people ask these kinds of questions, they expect that answer. That's a problem of leadership, and that's the reality. That's the truth. That's a problem of leadership. But you see, as Africans, we should stop rebuking other people, our ancestors, and have a full concentration on what is now in our hands. What must we do to overcome the challenges? And how? We have the tools, we have the human resources, we have the material resources, we have everything. But why can't we now develop our nations? It is just because of 2 things. African people are lazy.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And secondly, they are not involved enough in helping their leaders. They think their leaders are more perfect than they are. And they're not. Leaders are not perfect people.
To prove our laziness, also we can compare. We can still in a comparison.
Yes.
Like the baby Japanese, once they grow, they got in their mind that they have to work in order to survive. They have to work in order to succeed in their life.
Yes.
And here in Africa, what the first idea that we got once we come to the world is that we are not taught to work in order to succeed. We only taught to work in order to have a better living condition, in order to be rich. And those who were at university, once they got their degrees, they're ashamed of working such kind of work like carpenter and any other jobs. And I think that's the reason why that I say that we are lazy.
Yes, I agree with you on that point. You say so many people want to travel abroad, but while traveling or just after traveling, they accept such a kind of jobs they would never accept while they were here.
All right.
What is the difference? I understand because of wage. Okay, abroad they pay more, but there is no place like home. Whatever you can do outside, you can start it at home, succeed at home,
Absolutely.
approve at home, and help people in your own home, in your own house,
All right.
to get the same opportunity as you have got.
All right.
See? what is happening, or that which is happening in Africa, is somehow very shameful. How people want to divest, that will create famine. That will not help Africa. That will instead put Africa in a black sock.
All right.
You see? All right. That's
And in the political sector,
Oh.
let's move to the political sector. You see the way that our leaders used to lead our country, and now
the leaders of Africa in general, or the Senegalese leaders.
Senegalese leaders,
Indeed.
like those who come before Jomai, and now.
Okay, Macky Sall and his ministers. Why don't you mention them?
No, I mean other president like Abdoulaye Wade and Abdou Diouf.
Oh
and
yeah,
Senghor.
you mean them all.
They the way that they accepted to be under control of France, and now the reason, the fact that our leaders they reject that phenomenon. They don't want to be enslaved by France.
All right, slavery is a very strong word.
All right.
But you see, the difference between generations is that each one wants to prove to the other that they are the best.
All right.
You see? And this creates a good challenge, as far as this challenge is centered on the own interest of the country, for what can propel the country. Unfortunately, what happens here, or what has happened here in Senegal, is not our benefit. Seeing our leaders being controlled by foreign powers, that is not something which is nice to see, which is not nice to watch, and which is not nice to show. But you see, sometimes the people also can create a confusion between collaboration and slavery. Sometimes you can have a good partner in a fine terms of collaborations, but sometimes also you can have a bad partner. I do not mean that to say that France is a bad partner. France can be a good partner.
It is too.
All right. Thank you
Because
for your
they have contributed in our economy.
Yes.
And their weight is so heavy that we can overturn them.
Our weight also is so heavy. Yes, and they will not be able to overturn them. But I see your point, and you are right. You are absolutely right. France is a good partner in some ways, and a bad one in other ways also. But let's now return to the primitive question, which is how it makes, or what it makes, seeing our leaders being bounded by French powers or foreign powers. That is not good. You see, in terms of sovereignty, every country has its own sovereignty. No country is above another. So the same tools and the same ways a country can use to develop the economy and other things related to terms of development, the same ways can be used by another. So if other countries are developing, why not ours in Africa? That's the best question to ask to ourselves. What can an African man or woman do in order to help his or her country, and not wait or expect more help from the country? A country cannot help anyone.
I have ever seen it.
Yes, a country cannot help anyone. You know why? Because the country is not visible, cannot be seen. It is like that illusion you make, okay, in your brain, pretending that an angel is coming to help you remove your sins. while you are the one to remove yours.
Yeah.
Your sins. That's it.
And since we're still in a political sector, we used to see that politicians, they are so numerous that they
Yes.
outnumber citizens.
You're right.
And what is the cause of that phenomenon?
Because people think that politics can make them rich.
It used to make some people rich.
Because it is not well practiced. You see, you know, the real definition of politics is somehow a way to help others to contribute to the development of your city. That's it. And how can you get rich in contributing? That is not even, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. You contribute and you get richer. So if you are rich in doing politics, it means that you are eating the contribution.
That's it.
And so that's why you say people see it as an easy way to overcome the bad living conditions.
Right. And politics also, some leaders like the Prophet Muhammad, they used to involve themselves in the politics in order to succeed their job that they have.
That
to
is good
accomplish.
politics. That is a good.
Even our religious guiders,
Yes.
they use some policy in order to succeed their mission, to accomplish their mission that they had toward God.
You know what? Everything a man does or a woman does is politics. It's all about politics. Either it is good or bad, because it contributes in somebody else's life. You see? And that contribution should not be underestimated. It should even be estimated. But when you fail in your life and you think that your failure is due to not practicing wrong things that other people practice in order to get rich, so you are a demon to yourself.
And some politicians, the reason why they manage badly our resources, I think it is due to the pressure that they get, the pressure that they want to get from their backgrounds, from their family. Here in Senegal, once you are elected to manage some posts, your family, your people who surround you, going to think that they have to benefit from it.
Yes, I have an experience on that. When I was at the Shanta University, I was managing students in an Emeka. And many people know that I was a rich guy. They would not even sometimes call me to borrow over 100,000 while I was a simple student like anyone. You see? And to mean that you are also right on that point. You are right almost on everything. But this point you are really appreciate this. You know, the pressure we get from the society is abnormal. That's abnormal. People should stop thinking that leaders are rich people. They're not rich. And if a leader becomes a thief, so they say everyone is the same. Well, everyone is not the same. Everyone cannot be the same. But if you put pressure on somebody, you make him do, or you make them do what they never wanted.
Like in a political campaign, we used to see some candidates, they distribute or dispense money to people, in order to corrupt them, to bribe them to vote for them. And I think this is the reason why they have the courage to steal our money.
Yes, of course. Africa is a very particular continent.
Because what happened in Africa happens only in Africa.
Yes, you say. And Senegal is the most particular of African countries. You know what? Because we have the intellectual background to overfeed that, but we never use it for the benefit of the population. That's why you can see an intellectual man, a very well-read man, who lies just for his own interest. You know, and that is shameful, because you see, if you could measure the joy you could gain or obtain from the satisfaction of the population, you would never stop doing good things. Never. Even if it is known that some people are greedy. Greedy people are everywhere. But there are so many people who are good. And they are worth doing good things. Distributing money to corrupt people. And that same people accept to be corrupted. That is fantastic. That is so fantastic, you said.
And since we are religious people, because we all a member in a religious community, and what I would like to emphasize is that how do you see our the religion? How do you see religion in Senegal?
Oh, so that is linked to spirituality.
Spirituality.
All right. So I think they are good people. That they contribute positively to the well-being of the society, and even in the well-being of the disciples, and also they are moderators to the country if they are followed well. But while also I read some days ago the memories of Abdou Diouf, former president of Senegal. He wrote that when he was younger, he rebuked religious people, saying that they used the religion for their own profits. And when he said so, many people started attacking him, saying that he is a bad guy, he is not good, he doesn't respect our religious guides, while everyone knows he was right. He was right.
But I think that didn't start in these days. It used to happen centuries ago.
Yes, and everywhere. If you read the history of Egypt, you find that peoples of the temple, they used to betray the people, making illusions to them. And the way they used those illusions in order to betray people is by practicing a fake religion. Say, well, there is a big difference in that point in Senegal, I say, because in Senegal no one is practicing a fake religion. But you say many people, they behave as holy people while they are demons. You say, and you can think they are good while they're not. It happens everywhere. Either in the religious system or everywhere else.
And how can you analyze the coexistence of religion, different kind of religion in this country? And in this country, how can you analyze?
That's good. It contributes in our democracy.
And why we cannot see it in other countries? There are some countries in Africa, if once you go there and claim to belong in a religious community, you're going to be cheated, you're going to be seen as with a bad eye. And Senegal, that's not possible.
Yeah, maybe in some particular countries, but in so many Muslim countries, almost the ones I know, they accept the differences in terms of religion. You say the religion of somebody is something that cannot be explained by the tongue. It includes so many specificities that even the believer cannot describe. Here in Senegal, we have religious communities, as you say, and they shake hands every time. They share the best they can. But everywhere you see some disciples are not alike. And that's democracy. We should accept that. But the way the religious communities work and function here in our country is a good way.
Since when we talk about religious is so talking about religious is so sensitive in this country, because there are a lot of people who were expecting you from saying something wrong, and they start attacking you. And by the way, Senegal people sometimes they used to criticize somebody without knowing his philosophy.
Yes.
And I used to heard that. Sheikh Ahmed Tijan who said that it is so rude criticizing somebody to whom you don't know his philosophy.
Yes.
And or somebody to whom you don't sit with and discuss in order to know what does he mean, what he has stated.
Yes, it happens everywhere also. Say, I have been criticized several times. Many people have been also criticized several times by people we have never met them. We have never spoken with them. We have never exchanged anything with them. And this is not good. But as we are in life, so there are many things you cannot control. Some things you can control, other things you cannot control. Things you can control are things which are in front of you. But you cannot control things which are behind you. And people who rebuke you, they are behind.
They are behind.
So if you try to control them or to overcome their speeches, you will end up being like them. Because you will develop, you will entertain in the same sport. Whereas you shall not. Whatever people might say, just do good, be positive, and follow your way. Do they feed you?
Absolutely.
Not. Do they give you to drink? No. Do they contribute to your pockets? No. So go on. Yes.
And thank you very much. It was a pleasure for having you in our podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you a rendezvous next time in the same channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.